SPLA for internal use. The definition there is a bit vague. It says that you are only allowed to use a quantity of licenses that is not more than 50% of what's consumed by your end customers. Different people understand it differently. The safe understanding here is that imagine if you report 100 licenses for the entirety of your end customer base. If you read it from the safe point of view, you're only allowed to report 50 licenses maximum for your internal use. 33.3% of the total quantity of the reported licenses in SPLA you're allowed to report for your internal use. Some people understand that point as they may report 50% of the total. If they report 100 licenses for their end customers, they're also allowed to use 100 licenses internally. It's another interpretation. I have never seen when internal consumption is above 33%, and I've been involved in multiple SPLA audits. I can't really tell you what auditors think about it. There's usually some internal consumption there, here and there, which you still report normally as consumption. It's not free. So you're allowed to use it for internal use, but you have to report it. It's still paid. It's not free. You don't get those licenses as a provider as a free option. No, it's a paid option. Why would you want to do that? Why not? For flexibility. Why would Microsoft put that cap on? Probably so you don't license everything you use for your own internal consumption through SPLA. It's assumed, and you're forced to, for your corporate needs, to license software through normal volume licensing channels. If you're a provider and you're watching this right now, live or recorded, I would suggest dedicating any internal consumption on separate hosts. When the hosts are dedicated, there's more flexibility for you to either report SPLA or not report SPLA. You have choices. You may report SPLA for a few months, then decide to go for on-premises licenses. You may have on-premises licenses then without software assurance, and then at some point decide they want to upgrade them, and instead of buying new licenses, you may decide to switch to SPLA on a certain month. When it's dedicated to your internal use, when hardware is dedicated to your internal use, you have various options. When you drop those VMs onto a shared cluster, so you have like a cloud platform for all your needs, for hosting needs, for internal needs, and then you're just tied into the rules of SPLA. There are very limited rights to use your volume licenses, even on your own hardware, when the hardware is used to provide services to third parties. Dedicate everything. Dedicate classes for SQL. It makes your life a bit harder during managing these services and planning. But the number of headaches you get is little compared to if you don't dedicate.